going live somehow, and I'm not quite organized as I should be or would like to be. Just trying to put this somewhere. I'm going to try to do this in somewhat of a reasonable fashion here. Got to do some work here, and it's, you know, I'm wearing my winter jacket because it's winter time and it's cold. So let's see how this works. Now, that's not exactly the most stable of services, but maybe not. I'll find some way to put this somewhere where it's stable. Unlike a lot of people I know. Ha! That's not gonna hold it. I just don't have the right side what I want. Wonder if I can just kind of do. Oh, that's not too bad. So, this is the mess. But let me try and clear some of this up here. Don't have a lot of room, but we'll make the best of it. Ow, ow. Hard, cold, sharp edges of plastic are not fun. Now that's for that. Screwdriver, cordless drill. I've been using. This I won't need. This is the extra piece that goes here ahead of the bed. That has to be removed because the bed only works for me when the seats are all the way forward. So this has to come out so I can put the seats back and drive. Okay, so the goal is, well, goal is to figure out how to do the goal. A less than ideal setup, to be sure. Let's see if I can go back here. Too bad. Get my piece of wood here. So, that's just so horrible. Less than ideal. I just don't want to sit straight. I am not having the greatest of luck here. No matter what I do. No, maybe it's a little better. Okay. Oh, good. Now we got a glare from light. Yeah. Alright, so the bed platform has legs at all four corners, but I want to add some in the middle. Because of time, I couldn't get it done when I finished this off. So here we are. So I've got the wood cut to do the middle support. Not that I think it needs it. I mean, I got 3 bars running and they're braced on the inside. But this is just added insurance. And I'm not... Now, not only that, because these slats, you know, let's just kind of do this. Yeah, not the tallest vehicle. So because these slats will be sliding back and forth on here, they can also slide side to side. So what I've done is, or at least what I'm going to attempt to do, is the cutoffs. I had a lot of extra bits and smaller pieces left over, like 4, 5, 6 inches long. I decided to cut them all up, and the goal is to put them like that, so they become guardrails. So just screw them all into the sides, all along. And of course, now I just realized something that's going to take away from that storage for my solar panels here. Not going to be impossible, but just something I got to change. Pieces left over. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of fun, I'd say. Less than ideal, of course. There we go. Now the move. These are just IKEA slats. The Leroy singles, and it's like 25 bucks. I was toying with making my own, but like, for 25 bucks, I couldn't make that for my own for 25 bucks. Alright. This might work really, really well. Alright, so the plan is... Hello! I'm not going to try and pronounce that name. I can get with totally be butchering it. So that is where it's going on here. Then I'll do another one on the opposite, on the other side. No, either side. So one here, and one over there. Actually, I might even do that one that way. Yeah, I think I'll do it lengthwise, just for the middle piece. So that's the plan, anyways. These will go on the inside. I'll have to lift it up. Like that. Oh yes, and the new drill bits. How about this? I mean, I really should try playing this a little bit better. Oh, there we go. See, just like that. All right. So new drill bits, and these are mainly for these guys, because when I'm drilling, let me. Hang on. So when I'm drilling these screws through here, that end will split that box. So I will pre-drill some holes, but that won't stop. That will only do good enough up to there. When you try to screw in, that's just going to push the wood apart, and these are smaller pieces, so they will crack very easily. That's what I'm going to do. Countersink the holes a little bit so that when it goes in, the holes that it makes, this just kind of fits right into it and doesn't put any pressure to split it open. I got one section of this that did split. Not a big deal. I'm gonna add some brackets to it later on anyways. But that's the plan. So less than ideal space, but here we are. Now there's any easy way to, there's no real easy way to do this. There's just not enough room. I would like to be outside, but it's cold and snow on the ground. So, yeah. Alright, there's that. My handy dandy Gerber multi-tool out, because modern packaging sucks. I don't know how I'm going to sit to do this, or try to get comfortable somehow. Okay. I figure out the best way to cut these things. Okay. I'll just use the big knife, because the small scissors, while they do work, that's going to take forever. Oh, there goes a piece of plastic. Is that enough, or do I have to cut more? I really hate modern packaging. All it does is best for the manufacturer, not for the end user. This plastic is strong as shit. I won't need a big hole. And see if this helps describe things a little bit better. So, you can see how that angle is. So this should theoretically make a space big enough for the head to go in. Now, mark the holes. And I noted what's going to be odd and awkward, besides the space, because I got no place to put my other knee down. Oh my god, this is horrible. Because I still have the foam in here. Let me show you that too. Alright, move the camera around. Okay. So really no space to move, so I'm going to just get out. Y'all can suffer seeing annoying spots because I got nothing else I can do here. I'm not all young and flexible. Oh my god, that's awkward. Okay, so the Honda Element 4 has this plasticky rubber texture. Previous owner used this foam padding, this interlocking foam padding, because she used this as a camper. This is my daily driver, and I do camping in it. So now this foam padding won't stay here like this. I may still do something. I'll do something with it, but it won't be necessarily under the legs all the time. But something I realized, which may totally screw me up because I can't get everything out of here, is that that thing there is up tall. Now, part of it could be the floor, the foam padding. So I always can't screw that in. That always has to come up to be level. If we do that, I now have a gap in here. I believe that because the floor is somewhat, I think, on a slant, which makes things very difficult. We have no place to put anything to get everything out. Man, that's so irritating. Yeah, what to do, eh? This is one of those things where you really should have done this in the warm weather when I could pull everything out and get a proper measurement. I mean, I'm thinking maybe pulling, move everything to the front seat so the big boxes are out of the way at least. Or just at least pull that piece of foam out where I'm putting those in. But is that going to cause a problem? Well, these legs are generally flush, and the boots are slightly, but not perfection, not caring that much. Or is I don't know what to exactly do. If I put that in there, if I lift this up, that gives a gap under here. Even if I take the foam out, I think I might still have a gap. Things you learn about your vehicle. Oh, this sucks. Because I thought it would be a little, I know the floor sloped a little, and when I've got the front piece in, I use this to brace the leg, because on that piece there, the two legs, so the front leg gets braced on that little piece of wood there. So it raises it up so the floor is level. But now, this might be a real big problem. Either that or just not worry about it, because I mean, this is strong enough. So it could be for a future dawn problem, and I'll just deal with the guide rails, which is ultimately the most immediate problem. So I'm less concerned about these than the guide rails themselves. So here we are. I think I will try to just sit you there so you can see some of the work here. And then I can try and guess how high to put these up. How much room I need to put a hole. I don't need much, because these aren't sitting up very tall. Hey, my friend stopped by. I got a live stream going.
Oh, it's going to scare you, but where's the camera?
Yeah, that's right there. Camera. Friend.
He has actual friends.
Right? Now, I found out there's only one thing I can't do at the moment, because I think the two things. With the foam padding in here, it's throwing off the overall height. Okay. And the floor slopes. That's brick. Oh. The floor slopes, so that's why, I got that piece there for that piece. But I think it's also sloping because when I put, now this is one of the legs, and it's going to go here. And you see how it's not going to the bottom? Okay. Two things. Between the floor sloping and and the force opening of the foam. Problem is, if I lift up to make it even.
The plastic underneath, like it's gonna.
Well, there's
it's not
that too.
As, like flexible as it is in the summer.
So, well, that's a little less. It's more just keeping the shape. So this I'm less worried about because I got more than enough bracing here. But this is the big thing. That's what's going to keep that. So I just got to put this all on here and screw them in. And go a bunch of them in. So we'll see how much I can do, but then I got to.
Is that temporary or permanent?
That's permanent.
Oh.
And they're screwed in there. It's not going anywhere. So I'm gonna make a couple holes for the screws.
If you hurt yourself, I don't know the number for 911.
No, well, it's a good thing nobody knows that, right? Actually, you know what? I should actually drill the holes first. I mean, this is not a big deal that I've got that in there. But now I need to find my drill bits.
Gotta find.
My drill bits.
I think they're inside.
No, they'll be out here. This is where I had them last, because I was using them.
Maybe down in here where this bracket is?
I don't think so. I think it should be over here. Hang on, guys. Move you over this side.
What about this? Oh, never mind. That's a ratcheting thing.
That's sandpaper. Why is it not there?
It's not in this thing, right? Ratcheting kit or whatever.
No. It's in a apparently I need more coffee today. It is in a plastic container, has a clear front and a blue back. And it should be back there. Okay, so I think I know where it is.
Want to go around the other side?
I need to double check to make sure that I don't think I put it in the bottom. No, I didn't. I didn't think so. Okay. Alright. Stand by. Okay. I'll be back.
Oh, would it be back there?
It's supposed to be back here. You guys.
Oh, you got it?
Yep. Now my drill bits.
Come out here because it's too hot in the apartment. Actually, and it's too cold.
Right?
We'll get coffee and get a phone call.
Yeah.
See you later.
All right, thanks. Okay, drill a hole. Holes have been drilled. Now, make a slight mess in my vehicle, but it can't be helped because that's just the way it is. So let's see how well the camera can pick that up for you. So you can see this got a bevel in it, like a countersink hole, and this one doesn't. If I put this one in here, it will fit in there nicely. If I put it in here, it'll start pushing the wood open and split it, in which then this becomes useless and doesn't hold. I need to make a hole a little bit bigger so that this will actually sit flush in there. But I think what I will do first, try to cut back on the number of times I interchange bits, because I only have one drill. I'll cut a bunch of holes. Drill a bunch of holes. And y'all can be entertained with drilling. You can see that? Yeah, it looks like you can. All right. Angle's a little hard to see sometimes. And these will just be drilled onto the side, so it gives me the guide rail. I keep most of the sawdust out because it becomes messy. Yeah, maybe the guy thing. I think most of us like working with tools and wood. I think it's part of our nature to build things. I had to bring my batteries inside last night because I left them out in the vehicle since the weather got cold, which really sucks for batteries. And I apologize if anyone's saying, waving, I can't see. Obviously, I get no audible indication. I realize I'm drilling these low, but for no real reason, because they don't need to sit that high. Oh well. Actually, yeah, that's good enough. Something to measure. Oh, these, you know what? These screws are too long. That's going to be a problem. I need to get new screws. You know, hang on one second. I try to keep things neat. And of course, you're not going to keep neat when you're dealing with sawdust. Well, totally unsuccessful at completing this today, but that's part of the project, right? You don't get to see everything being done pretty. Well, pardon me. Everyone wants to show everything being done all nice and perfect, but very few people show you how it really happens, like this. Or it just sucks sometimes. So, I just realized that the screw is, well, let me turn the camera around. It's going to be too big. Even I put this back. Of course, it's going to roll because, you know, even if I put this in so it sits roughly flush, that's still going to intrude. So now I need smaller screws. It's okay for like this one because it'll go into there. But yeah, the not so fun part of the job when you realize, hey, not as handy as it could be. Well, I think I will at least put one on. And proof of concept, at least I've gotten something a little bit more done today than not. Alright, where's the one? That one. Change the drill bit. Out. a hole a little bit bigger. So that it fits. There you go, that fits in there just nicely. Alright. The same to the other side. Yeah. Good enough for government work, and I should know. I used to work for the government. Do not recommend. I mean, unless you like micromanage it, by all means, have at her. But it was not fun. Get paid a stupid amount of money, but amazingly, just not worth it. So, to drill more pilot holes or to not drill more pilot holes? But we'll try one. See how it goes. Okay, this goes right the end. Right side up. This doesn't need to be very high, it just needs to be flush with enough grip, and hopefully it doesn't split anything. One. Two. Hooray, that worked. Alright, so there it is. And these are nicely countersunk, so they sit flat and don't stick up and nothing split. So the concept works, and that's just enough of a lip for those wood pieces. So the slats to sit all along here, and they don't move side to side. Oh, wow. Yeah, I think that's probably the limit of what I can actually accomplish today because of the screws being too long. Well, this is a project that takes some real annoying amount of time, but that's what planning is for. You got to make sure everything's planned out as much as humanly possible. These are 3-inch screws. These are kind of roughly 1 inch, and these are 2x4s. You know what's funny? I've learned that 2x4s aren't actually 2 inches by 4 inches anymore. I imagine at some point there might have been, but of course they wouldn't interest. Like anybody else cuts back on size, shrinkflation. So these are inch and something or other. Yeah, I'm Canadian, but just because of the numbers they use here, they don't go by millimeters for wood measurements. And I found out in carpeting, they don't use metric. Amazingly, is enough. I prefer it because, you know, 8/32 or 9/32. I understand how to use a measuring tape, but when I first look at it, I couldn't tell you how really big that really is. But you know, 2 millimeters, 8 millimeters, yeah, I can give you a better idea. But that's just the way it is. So means I need this to go in. I'm just trying to get a rough idea. 2-inch ones to be fine. I need 2-inch screws next. Yep. And then one of the other things I'm going to do with the slats, because they're going to be roughly floating, I'm going to put anchors in the ends. So it goes in so it doesn't slide back and forth this way unless I tell it to. And the goal is to put one of these into the wood and have the slide just kind of come over it, and so that it can't go back. I'll put one of the other ends so it can't go forward. So basically keep it in place, but then you just pull on it to move so you can access the storage that's going to be under here. So there's going to be storage under everything. Now the downside of a Honda Element is it's small. It's not meant to be a full-size van by any means. But I had to make the bed only, well, the internal storage size that would come up to about the bottom of the slats would be 6.5 inches. That's it. Because otherwise, I wouldn't be able to sit up in bed and not hit the ceiling with my head. And I want to be able to sit up in the bed, even if it's sitting sideways or just doing whatever. Because you've got that, then the 4-inch memory topper. The slats will add about half an inch. They're a flexible wood, so they sit up, and then when the pressure on, they spread out a little. Interesting design, but you know, they seem to be common enough, and it doesn't affect me any. It's just just a design. So I'll put that on top of the frame, obviously. Then the 4-inch foam mattress I got on top of that. Then this would basically be the first part done. The second part, which is going to part of it will be storage. Figuring out storage, what fits in this area. I go back. So that's the area. I got 4 areas in here. That back one back there is going to be electrical. So my lithium batteries, my inverter, my DC to DC charger, all that's going to be back there. The rest will be for as much as I can out of all this other stuff to go in here. Plus those 2 things. Mostly camping stuff. I just don't know what I really need. I might look at doing, you know, try to do a seasonal thing. I mean, you would think I, you know, would have more room with the roof, the attic I got up here, but that's packed full of stuff right now. So I got to do some paring down to make sure I have using the right amount of stuff in here that I'm not wasting space or carrying unnecessary things. You know, it's just the way it is when you're dealing with small vehicles. Now I'm planning on getting another vehicle that will be bigger. It'll be the next one, but one step at a time. Just get this done, have some fun learning experience. I would have hoped that it would have been nice if I could have made this tall enough to use the milk crates that I got. That would be awesome. But all those milk crates, if I sit on the milk crates, my head just touched that, which means that's the maximum height I can get in here, and that's going to include the slats and the mattress. So here we are. Well, that's gonna be. I think that's gonna be it for the day. Thanks for everyone stopping by. Yeah, do head to, you know, like, subscribe, all the things everybody says. I don't know how to end a video because everyone's got their catchphrase, I suppose, but I'm just here. So enjoy it all. Thanks for stopping by.